Hello everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video we have another unboxing. So this is going to be another Kickstarter unboxing where I helped fund romance books, and I am very excited to jump into this. This is actually quite a big box. Bigger than I thought I was personally going to get, because I think I also funded like paperbacks or something for this one. I don't remember. It's been a little while, but this should be the After the End collection that was put together by Ali Hazelwood and Adriana Herrera with a lot of different authors. They're all going to be like dystopian, futuristic, romance type of things. I'm very, very excited. But yeah, this box seems huge, so let's jump into it. Okay, so if we jump into this, I am seeing paper and cardboard and bubble wrap, so hopefully everything is just nicely packaged, and that's why it's such a big box, because it feels very large. The first thing that we have here is the A.H. squared, which I absolutely love this, and this is like their little note card. Thank you so much for backing After the End. A.H. squared began as a passion project rooted in our love for romance and our belief that there were readers out there just like us who love a good romance and a beautiful book. We are beyond grateful for your support and cannot wait to bring you more romance collections in the future. Ali and Adriana. I will say, I don't know if it's currently live or not. Let me actually take a look and see. But they are going to be having a historical romance collection coming out soon on Kickstarter. It is not out yet. I will put the information down below for you, but it's going to be called Historical Trailblazers Romance Collection, and this is going to be special editions of romance novels that have already been out, but they're going to do Indigo by Beverly Jenkins, Butterfly Swords by Jeannie Lynn, The Magpie Lord by K.J. Charles, Dreaming of You by Lisa Kleypas, Lord of Scoundrels by Loretta Chase. That is not my genre. I am not a big historical person, romance or not, but I'm gonna leave that information for you guys because I was so excited about these ones that if you like the historical stuff, you might be very intrigued by that. So this is the After the End dystopian one. The next thing we have here is in this little black envelope. Looks like book plates, signed book plates. I guess I'll just show you. I don't know all the different authors and their signatures either currently. I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out as we go through with the different books. Some of them I think we would be able to actually like be able to read, but most of these not so much. But I love that they included these. This has been so long since I funded this. I don't think I remembered what anything was supposed to come with this besides books. So those are all the things. We also have a red envelope, which, interesting. Again, I don't know. This is like goodies and stuff. I don't remember if I was supposed to get these. These are potentially, because this is on Kickstarter, they usually have like a minimum goal that they want to meet. And in order to have the project completed, it has to hit the minimum goal. If the product doesn't reach the goal, nobody is charged for their pledge. If it does, you do get charged. And this is something that I funded back in September of 2025. So like you would get charged at that point. I was charged in September, but they are now here. But if they have like the pledge goes above and beyond, sometimes they'll have rewards, things that you can unlock with pledges that go higher and higher. And I'm assuming that might be what this is because we have like annotation materials. They're cool colors. I like that it has the After the End thing on there. But we actually have like another one too. So we also have like more like reds and pinks. I don't personally annotate because I'm just usually too in the story to do it, but that's good for people that want to, and I'm sure I could use it for other things. And then we also have this like pin, which has their raccoon on here. I don't remember if he has a name or not, but it says Feral for HEAs, which I love, and it has like a double backing. It's very, very cute. I like it. Okay, so I think everything else is gonna be in, whoa, it is heavy, this box. I love this. They went full on out with the packaging because I just assumed it was going to be in the brown box. And instead we have this. We have the After the End, a dystopian romance collection. And then it says, what happens after the end? I'm very excited. Like I said, this is freaking heavy. Okay, let's see. We're gonna open this on up. Oh, nice and squeaky. We have a heart in there. And they have everything packaged in these foam things. I've seen this more and more with certain book boxes and things where they actually have the books in this like custom squared foam, but this is red. I've only ever seen the white ones. So again, they went all out to make sure it arrived very nicely, and probably everything is going to be in pristine condition. So let's see. We're going to take those out of here and take that out. Oh, it's also in a box. What is it called? A sleeve? No. It's like a box set. The last time I got one of these things, I forgot what it was called as well. You guys helped me last time. I don't remember what this is called, but it's in. I don't know. I was trying to see if maybe it would tell me what this is called. I can't remember what it's called again. It's not a book sleeve. I can't remember. So there are 8 stories here. They are bound up 2 per book. With this pledge that I did, we actually also got ebook versions of these and audiobook versions of these. Like, they went full on all out with this, which I absolutely love. I'm a big physical book person, obviously, but I love the idea that you funded these, and this is basically indie published because it's all just through Kickstarter. You funded these, but then you got like everything. You can read this in whatever format you want, which I absolutely love. So this is what it's looking like here. We have the After the End Dystopian collection. It has all of the authors' names on this side here, which I absolutely love. And then obviously we have these. I'm just now noticing they have the different like logos. There's 4 on this side and 4 on this side. I'm going to assume there's 1 per book. This looks so, so nice. Okay. I'm gonna slide this thing off. I can't remember. What is this thing called? It's gonna bug me so bad. I Googled it. It took me a little bit. A slipcase. That is the word I'm trying to think of. It's not a book sleeve because people talk about that with other things. Slipcase. Okay, here are our books. I'm just gonna go with what is sort of on the top because I don't think there's really any rhyme or reason for how they put these in there based on authors' names or anything like that, I don't think. Actually, I'm gonna flip it this way because on this side of the top, we have our lovely A.H. squared. So we have First, which is by Ali Hazelwood. And I'm going to be reading the summaries off of the Kickstarter because of the fact that they go together. We don't really have a spot for summaries. So First, by Ali Hazelwood says, a general plans to use a nobleman's bride to teach him a lesson. After meeting her, he decides to keep her for himself. Content notes and warnings are ableism, blood, death of secondary characters, dubious consent, infertility, and violence. I will also leave all the artists and stuff linked down below because the art style is absolutely gorgeous. Then, on the other side, we have Bait by Adriana Herrera. A woman is forced out of her bunker after 29 years, only to discover the world didn't end. Content notes and warnings are death of a parent, death of a secondary character, gun violence, and physical violence. Also based on the cover, I believe we have a polyamorous situation here. I should also be showing you probably that we do have some like really cool edges along with all the books, and I like that it looks like they took sort of like the color scheme and the vibes of both sides and put them in the edges. We also have like end paper art. They did a lot, and these are paperbacks, but like, so here is the first end paper art, and by first I mean first. And for Bait. Okay, let's continue. The next one we have here, again just on the top, is Skyn by Nikki Payne. This one says, when Fall's ex dumps her for her stepsister, she takes the messiest deal imaginable. Dig up dirt on an elite family for a golden ticket out of the underground. Simple, right? No. Now she somehow checks notes, married to an emotionalist machine who's weirdly obsessed with her skin. See, very, very intriguing. Content notes and warnings, extreme body modification, hints of cannibalism, and intercourse in an altered state. Yeah, good idea to let people know about that. Moving on to the next side, we have M.A.Y.A by Nina Saxena. This one says, in an effort to escape a war-torn dystopian planet where she would be used as a weapon to hurt innocent people, M.A.Y.A searches for a way to stop her captors by fleeing through one of 6 dimensions in a hidden bunker. There, she meets a pack of shifters and an alpha determined to claim her as his fated mate. Content notes and warning, medical, PTSD, and torture. And then again, we have I feel like these ones have very similar color schemes, but here are the edges for these books. Let's start with the end papers for Skyn. And then also for M.A.Y.A. Everything is so glossy in here, like the paper feels very, very nice, but it means that the ring light that I use to give myself a little extra light, because we've been closer to wintertime, although it's nice and sunny out right now. I might be able to stop using it soon. It keeps showing up when I'm trying to do these things. Moving to our next one, we have Brood by Claire Kent. This one says, a woman who has been intended since childhood to a young man in the bunker gets paired instead with an older man when his wife dies unexpectedly. Content notes and warning, breastfeeding, childbirth, gun violence, medical abuse, pregnancy, physical violence, references to infertility, reluctant consent, secondary character death. I'm going to assume this is probably some sort of age gap based on the fact that it was she now is going to be with an older man. Don't know how much older, but keep that in mind. Then on the other side, we have Taken by Elizabeth Stevens. This one says, a woman kept in stasis in a bunker wakes 5,000 years after the fall of humanity to find a desolate world overrun by monsters and is taken captive by one of them. The content notes and warnings are just big bugs. Okay. Here are those edges for this book. Again, I really like the idea that they're trying to include the different color schemes from both sides. Let's also go to those end papers. So let's start with Brood. And then for Taken. And then we have one book left. So finally, we have Trade by Cate Sewells. This says, when a woman from the bunker is traded to a scavenger for sex, she learns that nothing is like she's been told. Content notes and warning, cheating on female main character by her husband, who is not the male main character, good to know. Coerced sex and forced compliance. Described use of abortifacient. I know the pills that people use for abortions and stuff. I don't know how to say that word. Gendered violence against female main character by secondary characters, gore and violence. I guess that makes sense because of the fact that these are a lot of dystopian, after-apocalypse type of things, potentially. And then the last one we have is Prima by Sherry Thomas. A handsome prince comes across a beautiful woman on the open sea. She is lying on a primitive-looking raft, almost entirely naked. What is he to do? Content notes and warning, systemic misogyny and violence. Here is going to be the edges for this one. Again, the color scheme of these ones goes together pretty well. They're both different shades of green, which is nice. And then let's look at those end papers as well. So we have Trade as well as Prima. Ooh, that one's very pretty. I love the beach. So yes, I will say, I do think looking at just some of the content warnings by themselves, I don't have anything particularly that I'm triggered by, but there are certain tropes and things that I see in the content warnings that I am hit or miss with. Not in every single book, obviously, but I was intrigued enough and had enough FOMO that I didn't want to not have these covers and things, that I did want to check it out. And like I said, I got the paperback version where I spent $150 on all of these. The quality is very, very nice, which I absolutely love. So I'm very excited to have these. I've actually had the ebook and I think the audiobook versions for a while now because of the fact that we were able to have all of them, but I did not start them because I wanted to actually have these. I love the idea, especially since they are, I think, more novella length based on what we have here, that they did do a 1-to-1 type of book. We don't have 8 smaller ones, we have 4 nicely sized, very, very pretty ones. And I love the sort of dual nature of them. So that is what we have today. If you have any questions about these, let me know. But yes, like I said, I will leave all the historical fiction stuff linked down below because that one does say it'll be starting soon. And I think that's going to be it for me today. If you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so I will see you then. Bye!